Hello. Today I will be evaluating Trump posts for logical fallacies. So here's the first one that I have. I think I have 10 of them that I'm going to look at. Here's the first one. It says, did you see that FBI agent who is in charge of the Russia hoax is being investigated for being paid by Russians while working in, of all places, the FBI? In other words, the people who are investigating me for Russia involvement, the Mueller report proved no collusion, were actually the ones involved with Russia. This could only happen to me. Okay, so right off the bat, there's one that you might think it could be, and I'm going to explain why it's not that. So the one that might think it could possibly be is called tu quoque, which essentially means you do it too. And it's where you use the fact that the other person is inconsistent in what they're arguing against, or does the thing that they're arguing against as the argument against them. And since he is not, as he points out in this, the Mueller report proved no collusion with Russia, that makes it not that, because he's not using it to justify his own collusion with Russia. So that is the first one. The next one is, arrived in Florida last night and had a long and detailed chance to check out the scene of yet another government crime, the FBI's raid and break-in of my home, Mar-a-Lago. I guess they don't think there is a Fourth Amendment anymore, and to them there isn't. In any event, after what they have done, the place will never be the same. It was ransacked and in far different condition than the way I left it. Many agents, and they didn't even take off their shoes in my bedroom. Nice! Okay, so this seems to be him just stating his opinion. Next one. Check out the pictures on Truth Social of the packed arena crowd in Youngstown, Ohio, not to mention the thousands of people outside the arena who couldn't get in. Other reporters, and me, saw them all, loud and clear. The place was electric, more so than electric cars, which don't have the same stamina as these incredible people. Despite the obvious facts, Truth, the Daily Mail's obnoxious reporter, said the crowd was uncharacteristically thin. Wrong! How do you fight this fake news? Now, and you'll notice this with a lot of his tweets, is he likes to add insults to his arguments, which makes them kind of ad hominem, ad hominem is Latin for to the man, and it's going after the person or characteristics of the person rather than their views. And you know what? He would have much more solid arguments a lot of the time if he wasn't insulting people, because he likes to do that. Next one. I'll soon be heading back to the scene of the unwarranted, unjust, and illegal raid and break-in of my home in Florida, Mar-a-Lago. I'll be able to see for myself the results of the unnecessary ransacking of rooms and other areas of the house. It has already been proven that so much has been wrongfully taken. It's not a pretty thing. So sad. The Fourth Amendment and much more has been totally violated. A grave invasion of privacy. I will keep the American public informed on truth. So with this, it just seems to be a very, very aggressive statement of his opinion. And I don't really see anything fallacious with it. It's just very aggressive sounding. Okay, the next one. Another I told you so. The stock market is now, on top of everything, crashing. One of the worst 7 days in history. One of the worst years in history, and it will only get worse. Wasteful Green New Deal and other spending. Interest rates will have to go way up in order to combat record inflation. The Fed no longer has a choice. This was all self-inflicted. No rhyme or reason. See what difference a rigged election can make. Like much else, Ukraine should never have happened. So, this one's a little bit complicated because there are many, many differing views about what has caused inflation, and it's possibly, so him saying, see what a difference the rigged election can make. This could be a post hoc ergo propter hoc, which is Latin for after this, therefore, because of this. So basically, what he's saying is inflation started skyrocketing after the election. Therefore, Biden getting elected caused inflation. And I don't know, there's so many differing opinions on it. It's kind of subjective. It depends on what you believe caused the inflation. Mitch McConnell is working all out to help the absolutely horrible senator from the great state of Alaska, Lisa Murkowski. I may be saying that wrong, I'm sorry. Rather than fighting for and helping to finance the wonderful and very talented Kelly. I honestly have no idea how to pronounce her last name. Murkowski killed everything good for Alaska, including ANWR, a project which would have changed the course of our entire country. Anything Mitch McConnell wants is bad, especially Lisa Murkowski. Vote for Kelly. Vote for Kelly. And then he reposted it with this. Alaska, Lisa Murkowski is bad news. She killed ANWR and so much else. Mitch McConnell, who is a disaster for the Republican Party, giving the Dems everything they want, is pushing Murkowski hard, throwing money all over the place to get this impeacher elected. Vote for Kelly T. Once again, ad hominem, he's kind of insulting people. He did put a little bit, with this, he kind of added a little bit of, evidence for it, but it's mostly ad hominem. This one's interesting. The radical left desperately needs non-citizens to vote because they can't win on the issues with the American people. This November, the great state of Ohio has a unique opportunity to stop this destructive campaign. Issue 2, the Citizenship Voting Requirement Amendment will ensure only a citizen of the United States is entitled to vote at all elections. Stop foreign election interference. Vote yes on Issue 2. It has my complete and total endorsement. And then the next one. Don't let lawlessness win in Ohio this November. Vote yes on Issue 1. Require courts to consider factors like public safety when setting the amount of bail. Protecting our citizens and communities, not aiding and abetting criminals, should be our highest priority. Issue 1 has my complete and total endorsement. So, what he's doing here has the unique opportunity to stop this destructive campaign. And then, don't let lawlessness win in Ohio this November. These are appeals to fear. He's trying to invoke fear so that you will vote his way. It's a type of propaganda fallacy. They call me a ratings machine. Don Lemon was also a ratings machine, in reverse. He killed the ratings, ate them alive, and always will. If he interviewed Elvis, back from the dead, nobody would watch. Add him to the list of Joe Scarborough and his lovely soothing bride. They're in the can also, but now can compete against the dumbest man on television. Should help them a lot. This is pure ad hominem. There is no evidence. It's pure ad hominem. There's nothing more to say about it. This entire paragraph, there is no solid argument in it. It's all a fallacy. It's all ad hominem. Corrupt Democrats and RINOs, including 40-point loser Liz Cheney, passed the Presidential Election Reform Act in the House, making it impossible for a vice president to cure election fraud and... I feel like it's becoming more and more obvious that the one thing I didn't do in the preparation of this video is learn how to pronounce things.
Malfeasance.
Malfeasance. Make it impossible for a vice president to cure election fraud and malfeasance. These same people have been screaming that Mike Pence had no power to do the right thing and send it back to the Senate states to investigate the widespread election fraud. It is now clear he could and should have done it. Otherwise, why would they need new law? Also, bill may be unconstitutional. So, this one... I feel like some of it, this mentioning that she was she lost by 40 points, probably ad hominem. He needs to stop insulting people. He needs to stop bringing up things that attack them as a person and not their views. If he would stop that, his stuff would be a lot more logical. So the radical left controlled NARA, the National Archives and Records Administration, now becoming more famous than ever, placed a harmful content warning on the Constitution of the United States, labeling our country's governing document as harmful, among other things. This warning includes the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence. Remember, this is the group wrongfully complaining about me and instigating the raid on Mar-a-Lago. Now, if you look at it, he added a article to it. So, something I want to do is I actually have this post right here. Go to this article, which is by The Federalist. And if we go and look at their website and go and look at this potentially harmful content alert, if we go and look at anything, basically, I looked at a bunch of stuff, look at the Constitution, yes, it's right here, but if you look at anything on their website, it's a blanket statement. It is a blanket statement for all documents, all pictures, basically anything on this website will have this alert at the top. So if we go back and look, the way he's phrasing it makes it sound like they're labeling those things in particular as potentially harmful content. But they're not. It's a blanket statement for the whole website. So what this is a straw man. That is where you exaggerate something or warp it or twist it. Most of the time it's exaggeration in order to be able to argue against it more easily. In this case, he's twisted it and kind of exaggerated it to make it sound like this warning statement was only put on the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence, but it wasn't. It's put across their entire website. And so it's a straw man. And it's worth noting that a lot of these posts of his may also be straw mans, and I just don't know enough about the topics and all the things going on to say yes for sure it is a straw man or no it isn't a straw man. Like, let me go back to, which one was it? This one, where it says she killed everything good for Alaska. Did she really kill everything good for Alaska, or is he exaggerating? Like, there are things like that I just don't know enough about to say for sure, is it a straw man or not? So, I think that's all I have for this video. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.